Morning. Sophie's got to return her fitness watch on the way home from volunteering, so I wanted to make it a little bit pretty. Hope everybody's smiling. You snuggling? Gorgeous? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're gorgeous. Yeah. Hey guys. It's been a bit of a rough morning. I really don't feel good. My lungs are just really bad. It's hard to breathe like I normally do. I'm constantly coughing and I'm just so exhausted. Sophie's still out volunteering at the minute, but I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update because obviously we're not doing vlogging much this morning so far. Damn, it sucks. Hate it when my lungs don't like to cooperate. But that's life, I guess. Take each day as it comes. I got more straws today, guys. Look how amazing these people are. Thank you, Wendy. This really will mean so much for me and being able to keep my fluids up. So thank you. Sophie's here as well. Hey. But we're so far apart there's no way of getting us both in. I just took the girls out and it was so fun. Rude. I accidentally hit the frisbee into the stones. We were at the very top end this time, throwing down. The first time I hit the far house's stones, and then the second time I hit the second to last person's stones and they went flying, and then Sophie threw it and she hit the piece of wall between the two houses of those two I just hit. So I was just like, give me the frisbee and I'll show you how it's done. I threw it real good. And then it caught on this one spindly little branch that was a little bit hooked like this up in the bloody tree. So Sophie had to throw the girls' portable water bowls from last month's woof woof box. And on the third attempt, she got it down. And then the other funny thing was, Dixie went to go grab the frisbee, went up like this with her hands and pulled it down. On going down, the frisbee caught the back end of her jacket because they had their jackets on because it was raining, and she managed to completely undress herself from her jacket. So then she comes running back up after she was just like, but my jacket, Mum! And then Alba runs up and manages to undo her jacket. So we are a little bit confused of how these girls have managed to undress themselves.
We just wanted to be naked.
Yeah. So we're about to go put them in the wash. Well, when we next get up now. And then I'm going to put, because I got like the popper machine thing, I'm going to put some poppers on. That way they will not come off.
Yay.
Yay. We will be talking about straws in this vlog, but obviously not now while Sophie and I are like 4 foot apart, because I'm not going to sit there doing this.
Not very practical.
Each time one of us talks. So Sophie there on The Sims, I'm going to look at some stamps whilst doing some engraving, and we'll probably tell you later. Me and Gizmo just had cuddles while Soph was cleaning the hallway, and he's just gone onto the puff and led down, but Soph's now finished and it's time to take him home. This makes us feel so bad. It's okay, he stood up now. Should we go now? Go, 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 go. Don't come near me, mama. We've also been doing this kiss with him every night. I'm hoping if, like, he's gonna do it.
Mouthful of hair. And that's what we affectionately call the Mummy Gizmo sandwich.
Yes, and he doesn't mind it.
No. You've already had your sandwiches, man.
Good night, everyone. What?
What is this?
Good evening to you.
Hi.
Well, that was a bit anticlimactic.
Well, that's good. I didn't really know what to say. This is a bad angle. I have 5 chins.
You got 5 chins whatever angle.
I usually actually have 4.5.
I got 1 in a roll currently. How can you tell which angle I've been sat at? Red mark. Anyway, back to the vlog. As we said, we're gonna talk straws. What a riveting conversation.
I was just gonna say riveting.
Yes.
How funny that we both thought that was so funny.
So I don't know if it's in every country, so apologise if you have subscribed to our channel and we're talking about straws and you're like, what? What are they talking about? We don't have that in this country. Because I don't know how many countries are doing it. But basically, plastic straws, these kind, are being phased out, banned, kaput, destroyed.
Discontinued.
Yes. Because apparently they are the main culprit for destroying the earth.
And majority like the oceans as well.
Yeah. So that's great. Fair enough. If it's getting up some turtle's nose, it's not good. But the alternatives for what they have given us is total bollocks. We went shopping the other day. I use straws in every single drink I have, whether it's hot or cold, fizzy or flat, juicy or milk. Non-juicy. I don't know. And it's not just because I'm lazy and because I want to drink through a straw. I have quite a few conditions for why drinking through a straw is either necessary or it's a way to help make my life better. To name a few, I have muscular dystrophy. Holding my arms up for a long period of time, it just doesn't work.
And by long period, she doesn't necessarily mean like drinking a whole bottle in one go. She literally means picking up a cup or something, bringing it to her mouth, tilting it back, and then putting it down.
Yeah. Or when you're trying to hold it to blow it, if it's hot, so you can drink it. Just that action of holding it here is something I cannot do. Another thing is, if I don't drink through a straw, because of the way my tubes work, because of the muscular dystrophy and the Ehlers-Danlos, and because of damage from undiagnosed silent reflux, that my tubes, like my airways and my esophagus, they're burnt, damaged, they don't work very well, they got strictures, the muscles around them don't really work because of the burns. So if I tip a whole like normal cup down my throat, it's 100% guaranteed some of that will go into my lungs. And if you want to get all technical, that's called aspiration. When that happens, it then sits at the bottom of my lungs. Because I don't breathe properly, because of the muscular dystrophy and Ehlers-Danlos, I then get infections. I've also got a primary immune deficiency. I'm not going to say the name because I can't, because it's so bloody hard, but I'll put it written down at the bottom of the screen for you. Go for it.
Hypergallaglobulinemia. Oh my god, the pressure! Hypergallaglobulinemia.
Yeah, what she said.
That one.
Try saying that when you're having an asthma attack.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
Try saying it when someone else you love's having an asthma attack.
Yeah.
Still pretty hard.
So that's one of the reasons why I was in and out of hospital I would be in and get over an infection that would be there for 2 weeks. I would then come out and I would be back in within a few days because I would have aspirated again and the infection would have got there again. So I got told through speech and language that if I didn't want to thicken my drinks, which is disgusting I might add, I had to drink through a straw. Because it's one of the ways to help prevent aspiration. That's another one.
Another one what?
Reason why.
Temperatures.
Yes. This little handy peg doesn't have full feeling with it. I had an ABG once. For those of you who don't know, that's an arterial blood gas that when you're having an asthma attack, they stick a needle in the artery in your wrist to draw blood out, and it can tell you exactly what your oxygen and carbon dioxide and acidity levels are in your blood, to tell you how bad and how quickly your attack is happening. I had one doctor once who was a complete arsehole. Stuck it right into my wrist, wiggled it around a little bit, and damaged the nerves in my wrist. I couldn't move my hand. I think it was coming up to 3 months it took until I could move it properly. But I don't have full feeling. Hence why when I burnt this little finger with the super glue, I didn't feel it straight away.
There are other types of straws that you can get, one of which is reusable metal straws. But no matter what, a metal straw in a hot drink is not a good idea. Even if it's got rubber ends on it, it's still not a good idea. You're putting something that conducts heat in something hot, which is just going to like spread the heat up it.
And likewise when it's cold.
Yeah. So metal straws are out of the question because it's just not practical. Like, most people don't generally use straws for hot drinks, but people like Charlie have to. So they need ones that would work in hot drinks, which then brings us on to paper straws. They would dissolve and go soggy in a hot drink.
Have you ever had a paper straw in a drink and not gagged or bombed because of the texture?
It's disgusting. And
yeah.
But
Oh, another reason, medical reason for why I need a straw is I've got gastroparesis. If I drink too much at one time, because of the way my stomach processes things extremely slowly, the fluid, it sits above my stomach. If I then lean forward to pick some off the floor, I vomit. If I cough, I'll vomit. And at one point I was just being sick constantly, and that was another reason why. So if you drink it through a straw, you can sip on it better, and it doesn't then build up and take forever to actually get into your stomach.
Yeah, because you have more control over how much you take into your mouth rather than what just kind of falls in there.
Yeah.
Another reason for paper straws being bad is that not only will they dissolve in hot drinks, but if you leave it in a cold drink for long enough, it's going to go as well.
The fibres actually start to come off. All you've got to do is type into YouTube and like something like paper straws in liquid for a long period of time, break it down a little bit, and you will see that people after 5 minutes even, little flecks of paper start just going off the straw into your drink. And that's gross.
It is gross and it's not good. And obviously with someone like Charlie who's got gastroparesis and has to drink their drinks slower, paper straws, because of that reason, are just not usable.
It takes me a while to drink because of my gastroparesis. The other issue is I also have POTS, which we've just learned. We've actually found that out whilst we've been vlogging. And my consultant has said that I need to keep up as much fluid as possible to be able to try and help my blood pressure stay high. That is difficult with having gastroparesis. So on occasions I might need to lay down, or I might be led down already and I need a drink, which is why we need the specific straws that have those extender bits. I've been told I can have plastic, or I can have silicone, or I can have bamboo, but those little straws that are like that don't have, that was gross, don't have that bent-in motion, so that if I'm led down, drink can then go up and come back down. And it's not as easy with the silicone or something like that to bend, because if you bend it, it's going to cut it off.
Yeah, we saw one, someone suggested one to us, so we looked at it obviously because, you know, we appreciate any suggestions. And it was a metal one that had silicone running through the centre of it and silicone ends. And as soon as you, like, it was like a collapsible one, but as soon as you tried to make it move, it, like Charlie says, it just cuts off the hole, so it collapses in a tube, so you can't drink from it.
Yeah. So I might look like I am fully able to hold a cup. Most of the time I am. But also, depending on the size of the cup and the handle and the weight, I can't lift it up because of how weak my arms have got, or I've dislocated my fingers from trying to hold it up. Just a whole host of reasons of heavy cups being difficult as well. Hence why that drink is in a plastic one.
And it can even be like, for example, if you've just had your nebs or like just randomly, you shake a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to just concentrate on drinking through a straw than to try and coordinate shaky hands with a drink and your mouth.
Yeah. I've had a lot of lovely... I put a post on my Instagram that went through to my Facebook, and I've had a lot of lovely people that have either sent or are going to be sending me straws of the kind that we've shown you. And the reason why I've actually gone to social media to ask for help is, like we said, we went to Tesco's the other day and there was no straws, nothing for me to be able to have a drink. So until... well, our neighbour was the first one. She saw my post and like literally 5 minutes later she come around and like came with straws.
Yeah, I didn't even know that Charlie put up the post, but we'd been talking about it, but I didn't know she put up the post, and when she came to the door and was stood there holding straws, I nearly cried, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So if she hadn't have seen my post or had straws or was even kind enough to just give them to us, if we had run out, I would have been royally screwed for drinking, because there is no other option, and I'm not gonna risk injuring myself
No.
because of the government.
And another type of straw that I just thought that I'd just throw out there is the reusable plastic ones. Yes, we know that you can get them. We know that you can get them that they can be longer and that they can have the sort of angles that you might be able to, might be a better drinking position. However, with experience, you cannot 100% clean them to the extent that you're guaranteed not to have bacteria in there. For example, they're fine maybe if you just drink water or even like squash, fine. As soon as you start getting any milk products in there, like tea, coffee or milk or anything that's got any kind of anything really, it's not hygienic. And even with like the little straw cleaners, we still can't risk not having that cleanliness.
No. And I have a milky coffee every morning. Throughout the day, hot milk for my anxieties is my first port of call before I take any lorazepam to try and help keep me calm, because it was something I started when I was inpatient on a section, and it worked really well, and it still does work. So not one day will go by where I do not have a milky product to drink. So I can't risk having one of these bendy straws that I cannot get everything out and then not risk having an infection, either if it gets in my lungs or because I have a slow emptying stomach. If some bugs then get in there, because of how slow it is to empty, I will then get an infection within my stomach. So far we have been preventing all of this because of these straws that we use. And like I said earlier, I understand that straws are having a massive impact on the environment, but so is so much other stuff. There's literally, every aisle in a supermarket, you will get at least 20 different food products that has a plastic on it that is not needed.
For example, we were looking the other day, and just one example is things like pies or even some types of fruit. They put them in a plastic tray inside a plastic bag. surely they don't need the tray, or you could make it out of cardboard, which is biodegradable and everything. And so even if people don't recycle the cardboard, it will still biodegrade.
I know at one point with milk they would give you a jug that you'd then have milk bags that you can put in it. Yeah, we would go for that.
Yeah, they don't do that.
But we don't have that. But all those milk cartons, there is another alternative, because they've proved it and invented it. So you could get rid of all those milk cartons, fizzy drink bottles. I'm sure there's another way that you can get rid of it. But to take away something that both children and adults, whether they've got disabilities or not, use on an everyday basis, and it's not just physical disabilities. I got a friend on Instagram. She has really bad OCD. She can't go out in public and have a drink now because, in a restaurant, because before she would have a straw that you would take out the paper packet and you can then drink. She can't have a drink now because you can't use paper drinks, straws, because it's disgusting, and she doesn't like drinking from cups that have just been washed. So it's not just people with physical health difficulties, it's mental health as well, and this is what the government isn't thinking about. They're not thinking about the people that actually generally need these straws.
Yeah, and in terms of the packagings and things, I mean, we love Tesco. We shop at Tesco all the time. But we noticed the other day that Tesco has changed their milkshake cartons from being the cardboard cartons that would biodegrade to now being plastic bottles.
There's another example of complete stupidity when they're saying that the environment is suffering. Well, change something that isn't used on such a high level and need throughout the world. Change it to, like you said, the milk bottles, or even fizzy cans and things like that. Take the plastic wrapping off of that and put it in a cardboard box.
Exactly.
I mean, Soph pointed out that Coca-Cola have done it, and I know the little tonic waters, they've done it. So why can't all the other companies get on board and do it as well? I mean, at one point, at the moment, we can still get straws online, and people from other countries are sending them to me, and there is still some available with a big search. But at some point, they're not going to be there anymore. So what are people like me and people with other disabilities and illnesses going to do when these straws have gone completely? I mean, they're just not thinking about it. And more people need to come out on social media, not come out, but come to social media and state that this is such a big issue. If the government don't know that people like myself are needing these straws, they can't change anything, they can't help us. But if we stay quiet, they're going to think that everybody's fine and dandy with it, and they're just going to keep going on, and eventually these straws will run out. So if you do have an issue with the fact that these straws are going to be gone soon, and you have a social media account, you must post about it and tag your local MP or something, or use government hashtags just to try and make a stand and try to show them that there are people out here that are suffering because of them not thinking about the bigger picture.
And one last thing that I've just thought of as well is the price of the paper straws and reusable straws is so much more than the price of plastic straws, than what it was before. So for families who have a low income, etc., it's going to be a lot harder for them to afford straws for their children or for their disabled relatives or something. And I mean, even if they were to keep the plastic straws, raise the price on them a little bit, but reduce the price of the paper ones, people who would rather not spend as much money would go for the paper ones, which a lot of people would do. And then you've still got the plastic straws for people who need it. Even if it is a bit more expensive, it's still having that option. Not having that option is detrimental to health.
Yeah. So that's kind of like our thought on straws at the moment and the difficulties that we are having. If you have difficulties, let us know in the comment and we will see what we can do if we can help you. Like, we're going through it, we know what it's like, so if we can offer any support then we will do our best. But yeah, thanks for coming on our day with us. If you're new around here, you know you want to hit that subscribe button. You know you do. Do it. Do it now. Do it.
It's right down there.
Yep.
Yep.
Do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You love us.
You do.
And we're going to have our eyes tested tomorrow.
Yay.
So we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Wednesday, 6th of March. Ash Wednesday. Entrusted. I have taken the levities from among the Israelites in place of the first male offspring of every Israelite woman. The levities are mine, for all the firstborn are mine. They are to be mine, I am the Lord. The book of Numbers has long sections that are filled with, well, numbers. In number 3, the levities are counted, named and set apart to serve God. Each clan assigned a special duty in caring for the tabernacle. The Lord set them apart for his special service, declaring, "They are to be mine." What a blessing it is to know that God has also declared that we are his. In Christ we have the privilege of being a royal priesthood, a holy nation, set apart for God. And he has given each of us talents and abilities to help grow his kingdom. Regardless of your occupation, God wants you to work with him in mind, whether your job is creative, collaborative, mundane, enjoyable, frustrating, or rewarding. Entrust your work with him. Just as God uses the Levites' everyday work to lead Israel into worship, we can be confident that our trustworthy sovereign, loving God can use our work to grow us and bless others. Father, I am yours. I entrust my talents and work to you, looking for ways to declare the praises of you who call me out of darkness into your wonderful light.
Charlie's just had a shower, and when she'd finished, I dried her hair and everything. She got back into bed, and I went to the loo, and then I came back, and I just looked at her and I was just like, "You're not sat on the bars, are you?" And she was like, "What?" I was like, "You're not sat on the bars, are you?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "You know what bars I'm talking about?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "The cereal bars." So she's like, "No." And then she puts her hand under her bum and yonks out these. It's not supposed to be that flat. Neither is this one, although this one is better. So I'm having this one. She can have the squished one.
Happy Flat Cereal Day!